Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host and Paul.A.D, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 ON Crossroads winter. In the north, it is Paul.A.D fighting for the Oberkommandist Germany, Deutschland, here with the 116th Panzerdivision Windhund, with Elite Armour, Overwatch, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces. In the south, it is Prabuty, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, and liberty. Taking on the role here of the 6th Armored Division here, with infantry company featuring rifleman defensive structures, mortar half-tracks, light machine guns, timer targeted to the barrages, and the M7B1 Priest. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters, champions and heroes one and all, an illustrious band of heroes. Other people can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal. Links in the description. Finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. Also helps out the bit there. So, Kuhwagen focus start here for Paul.A.D. The Kuhwagen has become much more a steadfast part of the Oberkommandist meta game as people realise its mobility and firepower. Even if it's not like, able to lay down a massive amount, it's still quite handy. Plus, the ability to repair means it can also soak up damage there. You can see that he's trying to use the Kuhwagen to draw in bait or fire. They focus on the steel parts, which proves the Kuhwagen basically gets free damage anyway. So, an aggressive start here by Paul.A.D versus Prabuty. Meanwhile, he's basically with his focus on the east here. Second focus squad there for Paul. I imagine Prabuty here will come to another rough squad here versus the Germans. And these here sandbags from the car point, a bit disrupted there as Prabuty's echelons went up with M1 carbines to poke in a few shots. Sturmpani's trying. You can see there again, Paul more or less focusing on the disruptive start, hoping to gain as much of an edge there in the early game. And so that way turn into sort of a long-term victory. Third round squad here for Prabuty. Sturm Pioneer there pursuing the reactions, hoping to maybe finish them off here. Kubak back off in the east. Could have tried pushing for the fuel point as well, but obviously would have taken much longer time. And even then, just slowing down Prabuty's access to the fuel point can actually, give a bit of a significant advantage long-term. I think just a small one there for Paul. And we've got Elite Armour here with the 2-1, emergency repairs, the Panzer Commander, heat shells, and the Sturmtiger. So it looks like we're going to be seeing a fast 2-1 here for Paul.A.D as well. A rapid and motorized strategy here by Paul. Eastern fuel point secured there by the Germans. We'll have to see, of course, how Prabuty responds to this motorized aggression here. We get the captain. Interesting choice there. Not so common in 1v1s. But certainly versus an Oberkommandist players rushing at 2-1, a fast anti-tank gun or just a fast anti-aircraft tactic could be quite handy, particularly the anti-tank gun for sure. North Kuban caught the route scored, almost got the nation's point, but not before Prabuty was able to put a stop to that. Not so fast, Kraut! Schwerer Wehrmachtschreiber here caught with the route scores. He's just driving straight at the route score. He's fearless. Friedrich, this thing doesn't have a weapon on it. Yeah, I don't care. I just want to hear the screams. I don't think I can run over this thing. It's too slow. Ach, scheiße. Volkswagen squad moving up. They're 2-1 ready there for Paul.A.D. Yeah, he's still at it. He's still at it with the truck. Paul.A.D is fearless. He's a madman on the loose. Grab the car for him with the Sturm Pioneer caught laying down mounts, got the reactions moving up there, may go for some mines, we're seeing an attempted mine being laid down there, 2-1 rolling out here. Like the Punches B-Wagen, which honestly by like 1944-45 was not really in production anymore, by that point replaced by heavier armoured cars, or 250 half-tracks that have been converted towards armoured car usage as well. Little fanfare. And there's Route Squad caught with the 2-1 there, out in the open there, easy targets here. Rushing in for Deutschland and tank for those Amerikaner. Mercilessly. And there go down to just 2 men here in the face of Paul's motorized menacing assault there. Definitely just looking to make things as miserable here for Prabuty in the early game. I'm expecting an anti-tank to try and help deal with the 2-1, maybe into the Kuhwagen. May feel like overkill, but I think he's likely to put down this armored car fast before it causes Prabuty too much damage. That's it, anti-tank grenade here, plus re-exposed, could allow for it, but interesting enough, Prabuty does not flop alongside the wall, he actually takes a longer route that also exposes him to a fire. Interesting choice there by Prabuty. I guess it might be just having bad pathing, because sometimes you may actually decide, you want the unit to take that way, but then they'll be damn insistent on taking the other route. Other way, got the 2-1 there. Good kill there for Prabuty, definitely alleviates some of that intense pressure that was behind him. Of course, just takes the armor car and the 220 manpower and 15 fuel out of commission. That's actually quite helpful there for Prabuty in a lot of ways. Also means he doesn't have to go for that anti-tank gun right away, which is also helpful for Prabuty. He's obviously going to go for one eventually, but he doesn't have to rush it out. So it'll be an anti-aircraft attack next. He's also, I imagine, also really hoping to get faster. Those 3 command points can start heading out like machine guns to his men en masse. No BAR there for the captain. He's certainly been a bit short on munitions, and Paul's aggressive strategy so far has been very good at disrupting the Prabuti's economy. So thumbs up there to Paul so far in that sense. Captain ready in the east. Ralph's squad that been surrounded here by Paul's aggressive German troops. Troops in with the Reason's Ralph's squad there. Reinforcements here as well. Getting ever close to that half-track. He is very, very close. You could, of course, like pull back the captain initially and just used him to supervise the half-track out and get out like really fast. I mean, that could have been really potent there for Prabuty, to be honest. And I feel like it's an ability like a lot of American players just overlook how good supervise is. Especially considering you get for free effectively just by taking up. Anyways, cut off it again there. Just Paul clearly's got the eye on the ball. He knows what to hit. He knows what matters here in this fight. Mechanized regiment. Wow, he is really just absolutely aggressive here versus Prabuty and a degree. Actually, don't see that many Oberkommers players go for unless, like, you know, they're called von Ivan, in which case it also tends to involve Goliaths. Mines here laying down, but caught by the folks because he needs to quickly cancel that and pull into cover. Need to get his car point back. Half tag almost on there for Prabuty. Let me see what he's planning next here though versus Paul. We got some Sturmgewehrs up there for Paul's infantry, increasing their firepower by a nice bit. Paul's shouting at the captain, but they have heavy resistance, so quickly push back. Half tag out there, plus an ambulance here for Prabuty. Mines being attempted by the southern munitions. He definitely needs more munitions if he wants to make all of this work with the light machine guns and the mines. Definitely also, like, you know, it's not typically as big an issue for a lot of players, but, like, you know, particularly the choice of commander for who's made the munitions shortage is actually, like, really stinging here. And there you go, Gadalux. And that's, of course, interesting. He still goes for it despite knowing his opponent's going for the captain. So, like, you know, an anti-tank is not, like, far off. But even then, Paul is clearly a believer in armor, in the Panzerwaffe. Send out the Panzers! It's just the Panzer II, Herr Hauptmann. I don't care. Send it out! Deutschland vorwärts! Could you quiet down a bit, Herr Hauptmann? I think the American is snickering at your voice. Anyways, looks almost done there. Captain setting out. Got the carve point. Prabuty, of course, trying to match here the absolutely aggressive, rapid pace being set here by Paul.A.D. And we do have that light tank out that will absolutely force an anti-tank gun unless, like, he managed to somehow bait the looks into a mine and then the anti-aircraft attack from some angle, which is definitely requiring a lot there. It's not impossible for sure, but it does require, I think, a lot of things like just landing correctly there for Prabuty, which I think is a bit risky. That said, of course, he's obviously not expecting a look smash because, yeah, no, I mean, Paul's, like, you know, already playing a bit off there, and most Oberkommers players typically don't go for it, but there you go. He's actually getting looks for the half-track. It's not impossible, but it's typically a bit risky there. There we go, he's blocking the half-track's path there, the half-track. Yeah, he's gonna lose into the looks. No anti-tank gun, and well, even then you can see it was actually pretty close because the anti-aircraft half-track does have a powerful, like, you know, 30-minute gun that can actually do a lot of damage to the looks fast. But again, the way Paul just went aggressively at Prabuti's anti-aircraft half-track with the looks basically caught him off guard. He wasn't able to, like, get into a good position, and there was also crucially no infantry screen to at least, you know, that way make it harder for the looks to close in. Paul here following up with the MG-34. I mean, this match is just intense. Like, he's just switching control so many times so rapidly. I mean, you know, within just like 9 minutes the match has always swung like back and forth several times. He's going for another anti-aircraft attack. Gott im Himmel. This match is just showing us something down. There you go, mine goes off, almost took out the looks with that as well. Oh, that was maybe some mine from Paul.A.D. got set off by the anti-tank rifle grenade, but can Prabuty finish it off? I don't think so. I mean, the looks can be pulled back for repairs. Jesus. Both players must already be on edge here. Sturmpionier and Reinforcement can, of course, use the emergency repairs ability here to sort of help things up. Ralph's got advancing in the center there, grabbing back the carve point. Fresh sandbags there. MD-34 on the Sandy holding up some of the Americans as they advance a bit incautiously. Southeast got full heading on mine, losing Friedrich and Ludwig. Pushing him with the captain. Still no BAR there on the captain. Anti-aircraft half-tech number 2 is almost done here. Well then, we'll have to see. Paul.A.D's going to go for a Puma. Will he actually try for another? Oh! He went for another looks. Well then, this match is definitely going places. We're typically not used to going for like 2 anti-aircraft half-tech is like exceedingly rare. Into like 2 luxes as well. This is ever going to be like a hell of a match for sure. Full living pursuit of the Rav squad. Prabuty, of course, will need to take up, and he may want to consider like another anti-tank gun, perhaps. I don't know. Of course, he's not aware of the double luxes, in which case I imagine Prabuty's responsibility to prepare another anti-tank gun very fast, but he will quickly become aware of it. He will very rapidly become it. Meanwhile, Cooper's right on the western point here, anti-aircraft half-tech moving in there, perhaps to deal with the Cooper wagon there. In the center, fresh assault here from Paul.A.D. And there you go. Lux strikes here with its Dion Pioneer support. There you go. Got to finish off the Cooper wagon. A small blow. There's the German army and the 116th Panzer Division. In the east here, fuel point there is being suppressed here by the MD-34, showing the Americans may not be easily able to grab the fuel point. McKenna here for Paul. We got the second looks out. Strain to mine with the looks. Heavy damage inflicted, but Prabuty once more lacks the tools to finish it off. There are no bazooka teams nearby. Anti-tank and though within reach, and now there's the anti-aircraft top tank. We got the second looks moving in here. Phew. Going back to the western carve point, but he at least got the eastern fuel point, however, briefly. Truck there for Paul.A.D. He's going to be taking up or going for the medics. I'm not entirely sure. But there you go, moving in the anti-tank gun, half-tech as well. There you go, second looks arriving, and there we go, Prabuty caught off guard. There you go, he got the looks nonetheless, but he's going to lose another half-track, I think. He might get the looks though. No, the anti-tank gun wasn't. Got him, Himmel. And the half-track is out. Can he get the looks as well? No. Paul.A.D. pulls a quick one there, and the anti-tank gun to get wiped out now as Paul.A.D. flanks the anti-tank gun crew with a full scope. No! A mine takes out the looks. A mine takes out the looks. That's 2 anti-tank half-tracks, and 2 looks is down in the first 13 minutes of the match. Technically, Prabuty comes ahead on this because the half-track is cheaper than the looks. It's like, these cost like 60 fuel, whereas the half-track's 50. Manpower-wise, I think the half-track is a bit more expensive, yeah. But still, not enough to offset the fuel cost. And a pack howitzer for Prabuty. Still no tech here from him. Anti-tank gun left out in the open. Paul.A.D. their second machine gun to cover an advance here to capture it. At the same time, Prabuty's rushing in there, but the MD-34 will prohibit him from doing it. Rav's got running with the light machine gun. Needs to bleed out these folks before they get their hands on the machine gun. Pack cards are right around the corner here for Prabuty. Carp on the west being hit there as well. And he's going for a battle headquarters. Paul.A.D. is fearless. And there you go. Grabs the anti-tank Raj trying with the brown light machine gun. There we go. They're going to be able to wipe it up, prohibiting then Paul from running off with it. No. No. Captain arriving with the brown light machine that gets the anti-tank. He's even been given a BAR. This is... holy hell. Lieutenant for Prabuty. He's going to go for 50 cals. I don't think we're going to be looking at medium tanks anytime soon. The sheer intensity of this match ensures that neither side really has the fuel or the manpower to go for tanks anytime soon. This is quietly extended, like, early game in a sense, of tier 2 stage. Simply because, they're both hitting each other so absolutely hard, there's no room for it. Got the anti-tank gun back here. Got the western fuel point there secured with the Raketenwerfer. Medics on the way there for Paul.A.D. We got 397s and 349. Ralph's got advancing there behind the wreckage of the looks. Captain or Lieutenant at the ready there. And we got a 50 cal there, so expect here for Prabuty. I imagine he'll soon be taking up pushing for armor here, as he definitely, I think, has probably a bit more potential go for it. Somebody also needs to get the fuel points back here, because otherwise Paul could very quickly escalate this into, well, actual tanks versus Prabuty. Send a bit of skirmish here. March on the west side here, Captain forcing the Kednev off. 50 cal ready there. There you go, pack cards ready here for Prabuty, bombarding the foot in the centre there. And there you go, routing those goddamn crowds. It also means right now Prabuty is up to 5 infantry squads versus Paul's just 4. Salvaging the looks and the half-tracks. Thumbs up there to Paul. Got the western carve point. Again, Paul's aggression is just absolutely staggering at times. It's quite clear Prabuty at times is struggling to keep up the pace with just the rapid just speed of operations here by Paul.A.D. Like, if you just relax for a moment, you can just see that Paul.A.D.'s ready to just kick in the door and shout, Hindoch! Per crowds being pursued, the 5th guy catching the Sturm Pioneer here, quickly suppressing them and probably getting a kill or two here, depending on how slow he is to retreat. Pack Carter narrowly survives in a brutal encounter there with the Germans. And Paul.A.D. is ready to take up already. Moving ahead for the Schwerpunted quarters, might see some Obersoldaten. The bigger question, does he try to go for the King Tiger here? What does Paul.A.D. do? Because honestly, I mean, I don't really know. He's definitely operating on a different level than most Oberkommando-West players, that is for sure. Kettering forwards there for Paul. Heading the carve point there. That's set with the manpower flips currently going. A part of me is definitely thinking Obersoldaten. Maybe even 2 squads, which would be a bit excessive, but on the other hand, could give Prabuty a significant case of indigestion. Still, swing hard westwards there, making good progress. Pack cards are getting ready as well there. Raft squads laying down mines, ready to try and again disrupt here Paul.A.D.'s temper, as again the mines prove to be quite good at that. So obviously, laying down more mines for Prabuty is a really good end of that regard. You know, going for the infantry has been a very good choice. Thumbs up there, obviously. Raft squad down just 3 men. Could see a wipe there if it's not cautious. Schwer panzered quarters up there. Double Obersoldaten. Yeah. Paul is definitely of the Blitzkrieg mindset here. He is definitely not holding back. New Ralph got zooming up. You need to cover. There you go. Banhunt Granada being unleashed there on Prabuty's infantry. Bunched up. They're going to form up a nice barbecue there. Packard's find death down there. And we do have the major out. They can soon go for Sherman here versus Paul.A.D. First Obersoldaten squad ready right around the corner. There we go. I imagine we're seeing an immediate edit here of the LMG 34. There we go. Fun fact about the MG 34, it actually had, besides the usual 50-round drum magazine, a 75mm with a double drum magazine. Kind of meant for like anti-aircraft usage and such, but you know, who knows. Casey might have found his way to an infantryman's hands. But little fun fact there. Also moving forward here, and they almost got the MG 34 ready. Second squad right around the corner too. So there you go. That is a significant infantry component here for Paul.A.D. It's going to be definitely a challenge there for Prabuty to challenge, unless he can kill them fast. Of course, the Sherman, maybe it's a bunch of Scots, could do a lot of work there, though. But he needs to like put them out of his misery fast. And there goes Sturm Pioneer crawling into mine there. Odds are they're blown to bits before his very comrade's eyes. And goes on the catching up squads here, doing a lot of damage to the machine guns, but also the rifles. And there you go, 2 men dead in the blink of an eye and routed. And certainly they picked the right time, because once the other Obersoldaten squad had got the light machine gun up, the chance of survival there had been much, much lower. There we go, just melting away the lieutenant there. Caught some men out of cover and they were easy targets. I think he needs to retreat as well, then just to 2 men. Fulton's closing in. 5th kill there on the spot. Grabbing these munitions. 2 squads moving in there. Authorization achieved here for Paul.A.D. Also advancing, catching off squad there. No grenades here for Prabuty. I think at this point he may actually want to consider some grenades here versus Paul.A.D, to be honest. Small chance of wipe here. But no, gets lucky. Carpon there being assailed. Still some time away from tank. He has the fuel for sure, but the manpower continues to be the pressing issue in this regard. Coming to these double also done, further exacerbates these issues. They are, as you can see, quite efficient at bleeding out Prabuty's infantry. So he really needs out tanks soon. Otherwise, Prabuty could end up in a negative spiral, just manpower bleeding, which obviously benefits Paul.A.D significantly. But there you go, pack howitzer. That could have landed a bit better. Large squad need to retreat before the two large squads just utterly annihilate them. Down to just one man. Close to that Sherman, but there's still a bit more to go there. Bit more to go.
Crowds are sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being captured.
So there you go, Sherman for Prabuty, and certainly Paul.A.D's not close to any tanks, but even then, the double orbs are such a massive threat hanging on Prabuty's head. He needs to kill them fast before any tanks arrive that can really threaten his tank in return. He may also want to consider another anti-tank and just help deal with enemy armor once they do arrive. Plan for the car upon MD Fed 4 being suppressed by the 50 cal. Troops reinforcing healing. Sherman almost done there for Prabuty. Freedom and democracy. Looks like he's going to try and flank the 50 cal with the full Skundiers. Back here, all of a sudden good to go. 10 kills and 6 kills. Both closing in Metini 2. Their 50 cal flanked and routed. Sherman right around the corner for Prabuty. There you go. Pack out shoots, and that was a pretty good hit. Didn't land any wipes though, or kills, but definitely did a lot of damage. But definitely would have wanted some kills. There you go, Sherman with high explosive shells. He definitely wants to hurt Paul's infantry. More mines here for Prabuty. Can't fault him for laying down those. Big infantry blow up there. Good hit explosive shell from the Sherman. Could definitely leave Paul there feeling a bit sad. Kind of a decent hit, but also could have been better there considering they're just so bunched up there. You'd figure they've done more damage. There we go. Now we're talking 6 kills and a full squad wipe there. Really just highlighting how powerful these explosive shells can be. As long as you don't get unlucky like with that first shot. So we can see that now Paul definitely needs to be a bit more careful with his infantry, as otherwise that Sherman can strongly punish Paul. And he's not far away from another Sherman or perhaps a Jackson tank destroyer either. So he still needs to hit Paul hard there, because otherwise Paul will be far off from more armor. But you got mindset from Paul now. They should mean this 45. So coming up here, absolutely they could definitely snuff them out, and looks like that's going to happen. Might even send the Sherman too. Yep. Defender force pressing, all of a sudden quickly getting out the back door here. Oh, I think he's doing it in part just to try and bait him into the mine here, and he succeeds. Bomb grenade doesn't do too much to the rifle squad. MD-34 goes to be a problematic element here, but there you go, flanked with the rifle squad, new 10 with machine guns. They're definitely causing a bit of a collapse here still. The Sherman needs to fix up fast. We've got the Panzer IV inbound here from Paul.A.D and the 1 and 16th Panzer Division. And there you go, small counterattack force here, tactically punchy element here with the Oberstaden. The Fullskins of the Academy alongside the Panzer IV could definitely do a lot of damage to Prabuty fast. Anti-tank in there with the arm-piercing round straight into the Panzer IV's front armor with ease. Fixing up the Sherman right behind it, but the infantry's collapsing. He may have yet moved on the Sherman here. Still did a lot of damage to the Panzer IV there. Sherman though is getting hammered here by Paul's Academy Alpha. We got 384s on at E2. Pack out to shoots but whiffs. More and more mines here from both players. Impressive. Troops reinforcing healing. Sherman being fixed up again. This time with less German interference. Fixing up the Panzer IV, good to go. Ultimately pushing back the 50 cal. Captain there wondering if he steps ahead, he's going to enter mine there. Or he's admiring a steep tree stump. I'm not entirely sure, but there you go. Straight into the mine. And the captain gets blown up himself. Sherman good to go. Large push into the cemetery here by Paul.A.D. The center they're hitting a mine there. Just so many mines from both sides now. Thumbs up to that though. Definitely requires some minesweepers in this regard. Prabuty doesn't have any. He's lost his reessence, didn't replace them. Paul does have the Sturm Pioneers. He could of course benefit maybe from another Sturm Pioneer squad eventually. Panzerful rolling out here, gonna go here for the Sherman's flank anti-tank and is there. Sherman down to half health. Switching on his round, but taking a lot of damage because he's popping the heat shells here. Prabuty again relies a lot on aggressive momentum and successfully takes out the Sherman before Prabuty could do a lot of damage to him. Catching him quite a bit off guard there. Orbs on the center advancing here. Taking out the ambulance as well here. Heat shells care not for your crosses. Fifth guy there pushed back. Got the Ralph squad, they're being bled out by the Obsoldarden. It is a absolute slag out there. Mine spotted being dealt with here by the Panzer Force and Sturm Pioneer close in. Prabuty's position is exposed. He's got another Sherman on the way. Quickly pulling back both Obsoldarden squads here, I think is a very wise idea. They definitely are in need of some reinforcements and healing. Sherman though slowly away from Prabuty. Freedom and democracy. Liberty. 3 kills in the pack howitzer. Hasn't quite been able to leverage that pack howitzer as well as he'd like to, unfortunately for Prabuty, but very fortunate for Paul.A.D. Very fortunately. Sherman though, right around the corner. Paul.A.D. though is not far away from another Panther 4 though. And 2 Panther 4s with heat shells I think could make very short work of the Sherman there. Go, Sherman ready, adding the 5th cal. Salvaging the Kubelwagen. Can I actually go for the Panther 4 now? He could also go for Jagdpanzer, I suppose he could be planning a Panther versus Prabuty, we shall have to see. Sherman heading eastwards. Interesting. Machine gun being pushed back here. Panther 1 move, focus around it. Focus what they need to get out of there before they get obliterated by the Sherman. It's also kind of risky in terms of sending the Sherman on its own with high explosive shells. Like say you got caught off guard with the Panther 4. The Panther 4 could then very easily overpower the Sherman and take it out. I feel like there's a few risks involved here for Prabuty sending the Sherman that far ahead with no support and firing high explosive shells. Panther 4 blitzing in there. He's trying to, but there's a Rekema that's blocking this path. And go caught here by the... Oh dear, yeah. He did able to switch out down pings from still caught with the Panther 4 Rekema like that. And again, no support, no screen, nothing. The Sherman quickly went down there. So definitely a bit of a mistake there by Prabuty sending the Sherman that far off to no support here. Hits the mine there, but what's more like with the looks is Prabuty ends up in the situation he's got nothing to finish off the Panzer 4 with. So right now, Prabuty's situation remains a bit on edge, to put it gently. Meanwhile, Paul.A.D could go for Panther now, he can go for the Storm Tiger. He could, I suppose, be setting up for the King Tiger, though, I think. Okay, went for the Storm Tiger. Guess he wants to get the big bang out there. More troops reinforcing, setting out here in the west side. I think he's setting up for another Sherman though, which is why he's not reinforcing some of these units. Well, it looks like he was able to at least get the medics out of the ambulance before it got completely knocked out. 3rd Oberson squad there for Paul.A.D. Sure, why not add more elite infantry that just melts American troops? Hey Otto, yeah, I think these Obersoldaten guys are pretty good. Why don't we try going for more of them? Yeah, you know, I never thought about that before. I could be the new Rommel. Yeah, I'd be careful about that one. There goes on that. Storm Tiger straight into a mine, but there you go. Catch the 5th gun of the pack howitzer. Got him, Himmel. Got lucky there, Mr. Prabuty. He got very lucky. Question, of course, is either the Sturm Tiger and the Panther, of course, crucially, 3 Orbsland squads. Honestly, they might actually be more lethal than the Storm Tiger. much more lethal. There you go, anti-tank and Krieg exterminate, at which point Prabuty's situation just went completely pear-shaped, because right now then, he's got 0 anti-tank weapons. Of course, he also needs to kill the Obsidian, which of course is just an absolute massive menace here for Prabuty. Rival squad wiped out. Yeah, I think it's completely falling party for Prabuty's infantry is being completely executed here. Like it's the opening scene of some sort of, you know, American movie about, you know, prisoner of war camp somewhere deep in Germany. So there you go, GG, game over. Loss here for Prabuty. A victory for Paul.A.D, and certainly I think a good highlight as to why Obsidian, yeah, no, are pretty good. But that said, it's also just like Paul.A.D's incredibly aggressive attacks. I think they kept Prabuty a bit off guard there, and Prabuty I think just struggles to like match the aggression here, but also the way he just at times traded units, I think in a less than healthy manner, did not do him any favours. Still, Paul.A.D was just so aggressively driven here. It was very difficult for Prabuty to give up, and I think just highlights again, you know, how aggression can, you know, still be rewarded, at least in the 1v1 format with a particularly driven player. So, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, check, comment, and of course, do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. This is Imperial Links and Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.